Anime Studios one also seems interesting. I'm gonna do Anime Studios because I don't know a lot of the ones in this one. The obvious ones are here. Then I'm not. Yeah, I know Kanye dropping, and I was like, I was gonna troll react to it, but I was really thinking about it. Like, should I really be listening to that? Do you guys see the track list? Like, I don't know if that's the smartest idea I've had. Let me pull this shit up. Is it really smart to like give this shit like, you know what I mean? I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this is a good idea. World War III with Dave Blunts, Cosby. We know what that's about. Free Diddy, 30 magazines, Bianca. Now I've heard a snippet. It's like high risk, high reward type of thing out of you. I mean, yeah, you're definitely right. Like if I post that shit, like it could go crazy. Yeah, what Jared? Why is it just a song called Jared? But I heard the beat to Bianca. That shit sound ridiculous. I heard like the first 15 seconds. It sounds insane. But I don't know if this shit an AI album too. Like it probably is. Bro, this is so true though. His discography before Vultures, insane, ridiculous. Yeah, this though. Every anime studio explained in 23 minutes. Part 2.
In 1960,
He's valid. All right.
ex-Toei employee and legendary godfather of manga, Osamu Tezuka. They were pioneers of anime and
Is it? What fucking studio is this? Oh, to this.
revolutionized the medium as a whole. And the reason that Mushi Pro was even made in the first place was because Tezuka didn't enjoy his time at Toei. So he basically got a bunch of animes from Toei and was like, yo, I'll pay you double the salary if you join me. And the rest is history. The studio adapted a ton of Tezuka's manga series, like Astro Boy, Ashita no Joe, and Dororo. The studio
Oh, wait. Does this have like an old version?
It was so prolific that they even worked on overseas projects like the original 1969 Frosty the
I didn't know
Snowman
that.
Christmas special. It's hard to overstate just
Wait,
how
yeah,
much
they
Mushi
worked on
Pro
Frosty the
really was
Snowman?
the GOAT in their prime, and it was because they were exclusively hiring the best of the best. Apparently, their interview process was so difficult that some of the best anime directors, like Osamu Dezaki, almost failed the test. In the late 60s to early 70s,
What does this guy make though? What is this guy known for?
Pro was beginning their downward slip into bankruptcy. This actually would cause them to create some of their more interesting adult-oriented works, like 1001 Nights or Cleopatra, both of which I can't show much of. Like, look at this poster of Cleopatra. Yeah! Unfortunately, these attempts to pivot into the adult animation market didn't really work, and the studio disbanded. A lot of the staff ended up creating other studios, like Sunrise, Madhouse, and KyoAni in its wake. It's hard to really convey how
Like
many
the
important
origin.
people were in this one animation
This
studio.
is a
If you wanna
ridiculous
check out some
studio.
of Mushi Pro's work,
Okay, wait,
I've been
what do you
told
make?
Ashita no Joe is really good, and if you want something completely different, check out Belladonna of Sadness. I mean, it is easily one of the
This
most
shit do look
surrealist
unique.
anime I've ever seen. Like, what am I watching here? White Fox
any
was
of it?
founded in 2007 by former
He directed a
Orlo
bunch of
staff
legendary
member
anime,
Gaku
okay.
Iwasa and other employees. They are well known for
Steins Gate.
adapting popular games and light novels into anime, which their first work, Tears of Tiara, was. Their second ever
Never
work
heard of
was Katanagatari, which to this day has some of the most out there
Is this the one that's like 50-minute episodes? I think
art
so,
style
right?
I've ever seen. And then they released Steins Gate, which is still considered to this day to be one of the best sci
I feel like this is still a crazy rating for Steins Gate, but I feel like it's an anime that's hard to hate on. So like even if you don't like it, you're still gonna give it like a 7.
fi time travel stories.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
okay.
they're mainly known for their work on ReZero, which has some really great animated
These
sequences.
are so
particularly in
mad, bro.
episode 18. This is a weird episode because it's literally just two people talking, but White Fox did such a good job making this episode one of the
Here's
best.
Ika.
Special shout out to episode
I don't know. Isekai's never hit, man. For me at least. I gotta spat out on my anime watch.
director
It's actually
Kazuo Koga for elevating this scene from just two people
50-50 comments on ReZero. I feel like most people say ReZero is good, in my opinion. At least it's rated well. Like I feel like most people definitely like it.
talking into a super
recent season was good
emotional
as fuck.
climax. Now, they're an
I don't know,
incredibly small
apparently
studio at only 46
I didn't like season 2 at all. Like, I
Probably
like
doesn't
season
really
1.
outsource
Like,
a lot of their work,
season
but
one's like a
it's so
solid
impressive
6.
that they managed to
Season
create
2 though,
such
fuck
big IPs
it.
with such a small team. And in 2018, they ended up founding a new studio with the help of Egg Firm, which I'll get to later. David Production was founded by former
JoJo's.
Gonzo producers Koji Kajita and Taito
I will
Okita.
watch
They also
JoJo's one
got
day. Now the second season had me lost, so I kind of get, but that's what I'm saying. I know I actually understood what happened in the second season, but it was just like, I'm not fucking with this. We were watching. We were watching it together, right? With the egg. I wasn't fucking with it.
Ton of Studio Shaft.
And then we
veterans
watched
to
that
join their
movie,
studio,
too.
and you can see the work shine on Fire Force and JoJo.
JoJo's is
They
mad
are a
sassy, but that shit,
comparatively
like, got
smaller
some
studio,
iconic
and their
stuff,
name is
feel
literally
me?
a reference to David and Goliath. The studio itself
I
is
watched
well
ReZero
known
season
for
1
being
years
super
ago, so I
creative in
liked
its
it.
art palettes and ideas, and this has
Middle season were
greatly
pretty
helped
dead,
influence
just
their
season 1.
ultra popular
Okay,
adaptation
gotcha.
of the JoJo Bizarre Adventure manga franchise. I'm sure you've seen
Yeah, what animes do you be getting recommended, Path? Because I don't know who you be recommend, who like recommends you shit. Probably like some of your other friends, right? So I'm curious what they'd be recommending
Bean
you.
and Hurdle.
Because as far as I know, you like an action like head. You feel me? Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? Like, that's you.
The JoJo memes that have come out of the anime series. In an interview
Does
with
it
the
make me see a lot of
co-director of
stuff?
almost
Okay.
every part of JoJo's, now Katsusuda, he
Yeah.
actually explains that the meme ability of the series was intentional. The JoJo graphic
Oh,
novels
okay,
over the
damn.
years have
Hey, if that's
become
not
something of
intentional,
an
he did his
internet
thing.
meme, or
He did his
at
thing.
least they're the source of a lot of internet memes. One thing we can do today that would have been possible 20
Y'all
years
showed
ago
it?
is
Okay,
pick up
gotcha,
on the
gotcha.
established memes and see how we can pull those into the anime. In fact, that was fully intended. We wanted to make a show where a fan could watch the animated episode and then go back to the graphical novel and see their idea of JoJo was faithfully animated. Honestly,
That's kinda
such
cool. Watch
goat
Camphor,
behavior.
don't listen
This
to-
is easily their biggest work and a great
What did I just see?
the animated. Honestly, such goat behavior. If you want recommendations of other good shows they've done, Cells at Work and Undead Unluck are really fun. You know what's also fun? The subscribe button. Hey look, it's glowing for Pride Month. Studio Dean was founded in
I've seen Spy
1975
Family,
by
but George-
former Sunrise producer
Spy Family a chill
Hiroshi
show. It's been
Hasegawa,
possible to
along
hate that
with other Sunrise animators. Back in the day, Studio Dean had a really good reputation and was making
Studio
some of the most
Dean, what is this
iconic
known
anime.
for?
Ranma One Half, Fruits Basket, and Higurashi are still talked about to this.
I still want to watch. It's One Day Cry, right? The English version, Higurashi. I want to watch that shit. That shit looks so like interesting to me. Fruits Basket, boring as hell. First season at least. I don't know about the rest of it. And then you watch this shit, right, Bids? But like the new version.
Day. But nowadays, Studio Dean has a pretty bad reputation, and that is mostly due to their poor handling of the Seven Deadly
Here,
Sins
go.
season 3.
There's just one
This
anime I
season is
watched when I was like in
infamous for
sixth
having
grade
some of the
called-
most piss poor animation.
I haven't seen this. What the fuck is this? I'm like, I got an anime, what, 2020, right? Yeah, I made this 2021. So, yeah, that's when I got into anime, really. I've never heard of this shit in my life. You guys see it? I'm not logged in. Shit. Yeah. Pascal, you know what this is? Throwback is only no name anime I've really seen. Okay, I mean you're saying it's a no name anime, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Production IG. What these guys are like some yeah, I was gonna say these guys kinda known, for sure. Definitely known.
Ever. I'm not
You
even a
gonna
Seven
watch?
Deadly
Good,
Sins
good.
fan, and I still feel disappointed just
Oh,
looking at
they did Seven Deadly Sins. Okay, that's enough. That's all I need to know.
The most
All I need
hype
to know.
up fight was completely botched. And since the first two seasons had pretty good animation by A1 Pictures, it kind of felt like it was
That's all
all
I need to
Dean's
know.
fault that this shit just looked like ass. But was this really the case? Well, apparently, Aniplex, A1's parent company, was ordered to make a season 3 pretty soon after the movie came out by Netflix, which had just flopped. Since A1 Pictures was making way more money with SAO and Fate Grand Order, they didn't feel the need to make another season. So Aniplex asked Studio Dean to take on the project, and I'm assuming this resulted in a rushed schedule. Unfortunately, that just seems to be the norm with a lot of anime nowadays. Studios just bite off more than they can actually chew. If you watch Dean's
yeah.
other work, like
Surprising.
Konosuba, you'll see that they can still make shows with great animation cuts.
I've
but
never watched this show because, bro, all the fucking characters are like little kids. I'm good. I don't care like if it's rated well. This shit just do not look appealing to me personally.
it's definitely a mixed bag. JC
Oh,
Staff
good.
was founded in 1986 by Tomoyuki
AC staff ass, but I see Psyche. Psyche was good. the rest, huh?
Miyata, and they've unfortunately been branded as a
Mostly,
sort of
yeah.
budget anime studio just like Dean. The main reason
Yeah,
for this
definitely
was the
budget.
release of One Punch Man Season 2. Now,
Yeah. That man was a Friday.
look, don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed Season 2's story. I even think it has some good scenes in general. But
I feel like this could have been so
Natsume's
good,
ability
too.
to attract industry veterans like Yutaka Nakamura was what made Season 1 so good. And when you have to fill up one of the best animators and just an all-around insane team of animation veterans, it is easy to fall short. But also to be a bit of
but
an
that's all
asshole.
very
it's not
short.
a secret that a lot of JC Staff
Unfortunate.
anime just have pretty bad animation quality and
One Punch Man just like it's like a solid show to me. It's not like amazing. I know Sadie think it's a 10 out of 10 somehow, but like it's not like amazing. It's just a solid show. You know what I mean,
general. In fact, I would say One Punch Man Season 2 and Food Wars are probably some of their best works. And although Psyche K is funny as hell, let's be honest, the animation, this is actually the definition of mid. I mean, probably even below mid. The show was great, but it's definitely not because of
Yeah,
the
it's not 'cause of the
Way of
animation.
the House Husband, another example.
just funny.
It's literally just colored manga panels. And maybe for some people it looks good and it's fun to
Wanna watch
watch, but
something
for
right
me,
now. Yeah,
there's, just-
exactly.
there's not enough motion. And I'm not saying that this is the fault of people who work there. You know, tons of them are probably talented, but clearly there's a reason that JC is taking so many shortcuts. And it's probably because they keep making like
That's what
3
makes them
shows
so
in a
good.
single season. Obviously, not all of them can look good when
Look, I
their
remember
time and
him
money
drilling.
split up among so many different projects. Like in summer 2023, just last year, they released 5 shows in the same season.
That can't be smart. These aren't even like big name titles, are they? Eden Zero, I know. I've heard of that one. Duke of Death? Is that the right here. Yeah. That's you. But yeah, these not like, why are you taking off 5? What? This can't be smart, bro.
Again, I don't want to stereotype all of JC staff as being bad because it does depend on the people who are working on the project.
Did they do
itself.
this?
It's not like they've never made amazing shows. Some of their best includes like Revolutionary Girl, Utena, Azumagodayo, Karekano, which they made with Gainax.
Were all these not like early 2000s though? Like it's been a while.
Which I'll talk about in my previous anime studio video. And then later in the 2000s, they were some of the first to start adapting Kadokawa light novels like Familiar of Zero and Railgun, both of which are really great. But let's be honest, overall, JC Staff does have a pretty bad stereotype, and you know the glove seems to fit.
Is that the fucking Meet the Grams picture?
Overall, JC Staff does have a pretty bad stereotype, and you know the glove seems to fit. Studio Man Globe was founded in 2002 by former Sunrise producers Shinichiro Kobayashi and Takashi Kochiyama. They started off with releasing Samurai Champloo in 2004 as their first.
I will watch this one day.
Now, let me ask you a question. What happens when you mix the amazing director of Cowboy Bebop, Shinichiro Watanabe, and the literal godfather of lo-fi hip-hop and
this your guy right here,
musical icon Nujabes to make an anime? Well, you get perfection. Okay, if you haven't watched Samurai Champloo, go grab yourself a magic brownie and sit your ass on the couch. Okay, it is nirvana. Manglobe is known for the amount of creative freedom that they gave their directors. Samurai Champloo, Ergo Proxy, these are great examples of what was accomplished with this freedom. Proxy? They've also adapted a few months.
3 more days? What's happening in 3 days? 6th. It's on the 6th. I'll be forgetting shit.
Manga series like Dead.
Oh shit, you're right! You're right! Yes, sir! You're right! I would say that earlier this week. Less than a week left until One Piece come back. Let's go, man. Let's go.
And Wonderland and The World Only God Knows, which is easily the best harem anime of all time. But unfortunately, this studio didn't last forever. They accumulated an insane amount of debt, totaling up to 350 million yen, which, accounting for inflation today, is around $3 million. This broke the company, and they ended up declaring bankruptcy in 2015. I wish I knew exactly why this happened, but there is a surprising lack of information on the topic and around this studio in general. My best guess is that the 2008 global recession
damn, that shit probably, I fucked them up.
Severely impacted them, and the fact that Samurai Champloo was.
Hey, we might get another one of these, bro. Shit, I'm still up stocks-wise, but shit, they down. They down heavily.
It's one of their biggest works, but still didn't do great for DVD sales.
Bro, this Chicken and Rice fucked me up immediately after finishing half the Chicken and Red.
Sales probably hurt them in the long run. I mean, just looking at this list of most of their DVD sales, they're not that great.
Damn. Wait, I don't even know it's good DVD sales, but I'm comparing to like down here, like this says 4,000, this only got 2,000.
Also, I hope you're finally happy, dude. Doga Kobo was founded by former Toei employees Hideo Furusawa and Megumi Ishiguro in 1973. Damn. Most of their earlier works were more on the moe side of anime, with shows like Umaru-chan and New Game, which, you know, one of these is definitely good anime. The other one, But nowadays, Doga Kobo is definitely more known for their recent series, like Oshinoko, really showing the talent that they have. And you might be surprised to learn that the first season of Oshinoko was actually made on a pretty tight schedule. It really is a testament to the team, and especially series director Daisuke Hiramaki, to inventively adapt the entire first volume into a single 90-minute episode instead of splitting it up into multiple 20-minute episodes.
Yo, that first episode was legendary, though. In the book, that first episode was crazy.
I think my favorite moment from the show has to come from Kenji Sawada, though, who did this brilliant scene where Ruby finally decides that she can
Russian
dance
girl
too.
show?
And
no, we already talked about this earlier today, bro.
Animation for big shows like Free Ran and Spy Family. Another star player is Kana Hirayama, who's been at Doga Kobo for a while and whose intricate supervision of over 1,000 cuts alone as the chief animation director for the first episode made sure that she turned Ai into this captivating star for us to watch. And again, not surprising considering she's contributed heavily to shows like Mochi the Rock and Tokyo Ghoul. If you're looking to see more of her,
wait, they did Mochi the Rock?
Doga Kobo, then
her
check out Selection Project. But in general, I would also recommend a lot of their older works like Nozaki-kun, Plastic Memories, and GJ Club. If you want something that just came out and is also really good, Jellyfish Can't Swim is really, really good. And
we said
I'm
Jellyfish
excited for the new Oshinoko season as well. Studio OLM, formerly known as Oriental Light and Magic, was founded in 1990 by 10 previous Studio Gallop and Obi planning employees. Just like larger anime studios, OLM has many different departments that work on a ton of different shows, the most popular of which is easily the Pokemon anime series. And this is a difficult task because you have to consistently—
How much of Pokemon have you guys seen? The only thing I've seen is like, how many episodes of this? It's like 10 episodes of X and Y and the Mewtwo movies, like the OG ones. That's all I've seen. I haven't seen anything else. Like 3 episodes and like 40 of the new one. What's the new one? What's the new one? I've seen that shit too. I don't know what it's called, but I think I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, by the way, Pink Panthers drops music today, so we will be listening. We will be listening. Yellow drops music today. We will be listening. We will be listening. Still questionable on this one. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we might give it like a song, you know.
Change your art style to match the setting to setting changes and keep up with the modern technology that animation is having. You can see this change most prominently from the
Pokemon Horizons.
Oh, okay, that's what it was called. Sun and Moon, where the art style just dramatically changed.
Wait,
this actually caused a lot of backlash online for viewers because
the old viewers probably were pretty mad.
But this more simple character design the animation team to make even better looking action sequences. And even though they're most well known for Pokemon, they've made a ton of other anime, including like Beyblade, Komi-san, and Berserk. Yes.
They made Berserk? Damn, they got Pokemon and Berserk?
Literally just a few months after they made the first season of Pokemon, OLM animated the 1997 adaptation of Berserk. This is still regarded by a lot of manga.
I think the, what's it called one? If I'm being honest, the Goku one definitely your best. The Goku one I actually fucked with. Iron Man, I don't really got no connection to Iron Man. Same with the Spider-Man one. So it's like I'm kind of watching, but nothing's really going through my head. The LeBron one is your first one, so I'll cut you some slack. You feel me? Like that one could definitely be better, in my opinion. But that was your first, so you know. I can see the improvement from this one to this one.
Fans to be the best adaptation of the work, but if you don't mind CG, the Golden Age movies aren't the worst either. OLM is such a
I'll definitely suggest posting on
TikTok though. They have a ton of different internal teams and multiple different subsidiary companies in other countries to outsource their work too. In fact, they're so big that I was actually able to find their company profile on Glassdoor, a website where people can rate companies and how good they are to work for. So let's read some of these together. Good colleagues and seniors, chill environment. Okay, that's pretty cool. Overworked employees, poor work-life balance. Next one is as bad as Mappa, terrible working conditions, non-ethical hours, terrible HR, low pay, disrespectful employers, and those are just the pros. Surely one of them has got to be good. Let's see. Deadline based, so you have absolutely no choice but to finish work even if it takes the whole night. No overtime pay even though working past 9 p.m. almost every day. Worst overtime was until 2 days.
I know, but like we're listening to like the, you know, we're looking at the sad stuff that's happening to these employees. But this song's so damn good, bro. Like I remember this when I was watching the show. This shit hit every time.
24 hours and no extra pay whatsoever. Overtime past 2 a.m. happens every month. Toxic managers, guilt-tripping staff when you're unable to finish work or wanting to extend time. Feels inhumane. Your 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. is very rare. Feels like it's impossible. Well, that's kind of just depressing. Okay. Cloverworks used to be a separate studio within A1 Pictures.
Who your favorite team?
Rebranded to their own studio in 2018. Cloverworks is known for their character expressiveness and creative visuals in shows like Bocchi the Rock, Spy Family, and Windbreaker, which just came out this spring season and has some of the best fight sequences I've ever seen. Most of their works are romances and slice of life shows with a heavy emphasis on comedy. However, as with many amazing studios, from what I've heard, they have a pretty bad
Lakers or Celtics. I feel like you gotta go one or the other. I feel like both kind of crazy. I feel like both are kind of crazy. If you had to pick one, who you going with though? You go Lakers or Celtics? If you had to pick one.
Scheduling problem. In 2021, while Cloverworks was getting a team ready,
and what's your reason for being like a fan of them?
Chief animation director Kiminori Ito started posting Twitter complaints about the schedule, even going as far as to say it's too painful. Death. This is someone who has worked on some of the biggest shows in the past, like Chainsaw Man and Gintama.
Lakers,
and worked on Tokyo 24th Ward.
Corey's a Celtics fan,
this kind of insane production schedule affects everyone in the anime studio, even as someone as talented and high up as Ito. Cloverworks is also
Josh,
very well
I appreciate the follow, man.
Fumbling of Promise Neverland Season 2. Now, I'm gonna
Oh yeah, and I'm not. I didn't know they made this shit. I feel like everything else like negated by this. I haven't seen this, but you know, what I mean, I've heard things. Yeah, I shouldn't have looked at.
I'm gonna get a little speculative here and say that the reason that Promised Neverland season 2 was so rushed and completely ruined the manga ending was because they were just too booked as a
You
studio to
gotta
keep
watch
making
it.
new
No, I don't
seasons,
think you
or
gotta
because they
watch
had an
it though. I don't think
insanely
you gotta
tight
watch it.
production schedule that just didn't allow for more continuous
Welcome back,
seasons.
Pep.
But that's just a theory. A game theory. 8-Bit was founded in 2008 by former Satellite members and is
Ooh.
now a subsidiary.
I'm gonna going. Thanks for reacting. Let's join the next stream. And I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And if you make, yeah, if you make new edits, they always come in here, drop them by. Yeah. Keep
Of
going, bro.
Bandai Namco Filmworks, formerly known as
always check 'em out.
Sunrise. They used to be
I don't
known
play
for
my
working
Ethernet
on
when I
all
saw-
those old
saw
school
Photoshop,
battle
trying to get a
harem
virus.
shows like Infinite
Please, yeah.
Stratos, which
Have
was
a
their
good rest
first
of your
work.
day,
If
man.
you were a horny middle school teenager in 2013 like I was, then you probably watched a lot of
Oh wait, I have seen this, but not by choice. You feel me? I was like, it was like forced to watch this one. This one ass. Don't watch this.
their shows. Nowadays, they are pretty much
Crack
exclusively
software.
known
Also,
for
that means you
their
got
work on
Photoshop
Saitama
back.
got reincarnated as a
Yes! I might have
slime and
editor back
Blue
soon.
Lock, which both have become super popular in their own
My
right.
graphics designer, not
8-Bit
my
is
editor.
pretty well known to
Loved it. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Back, yes sir. Just a little, wait, I was about to say shit a little higher than I thought it'd be. 20. Follow me, bro. I think I follow you, bro. Yo, this profile just makes me angry. Like, how? Like, what? It's so bad, bro. It's such a good layout. Lying to him is not cool. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
have decent animation sometimes, but usually is not the most consistent. When they spend the budget to make their big scenes hit, the show often looks great, even amazing at times. They also love using CGI because it is one of the studio's specialties, and this can be a good cost-saving measure if used properly, but it can also be very jarring for a lot of viewers. But disregarding the CG moments, there's still a lot of times, especially in Blue Lock, where characters will just be talking and things kind of look like off.
Yeah, I get what he's saying.
And while the first few episodes started off super strong, towards the end of the show, things really started looking worse and worse, with some of these proportions and shots just looking really weird. And as we've
Still a
seen
great
time and time
anime,
again,
so
this is probably an issue related to the scheduling of the production itself. It's hard to emphasize just how important time, money, and talent
no clue.
all contribute to an
Go ahead.
anime success. However, I've been watching Slime
Sorry,
Season 4,
question
and
for
so
one
far
of the
the
other
animation
two.
quality has
About-
been
about
pretty
no.
decent. Hopefully 8-Bit gives the same amount of time for Blue Lock, and especially its U20 arc, to cook, because the manga they have to adapt is straight fire from here on out. PA Works was founded in 2000 by ex-Production IG member Kenji Horikawa. Apparently, when he first started the studio, he was broke, so he borrowed an abandoned hospital building and turned it into a studio, which that's actually kind of fire. They were especially popular
Okay,
in
I
the
see, I see.
2010s with shows like Angel Beats, Charlotte, and another. Legendary composer and writer Jun
Is this like a 3 for 3 kind of thing, or is this like a 0 for 3 kind of thing? I feel like I've heard questionable, like I've heard like 50-50s on all these shows.
Maeda also worked on a ton of PA Works projects, making music and even screenwriting for Angel Beats and Charlotte. They seem to always deliver with
Classics.
consistent and great animation, and even to this day, they're
All three
continuing
made
to
by
make
Angel
great
Beats and
shows like
Life.
Skip
Yeah,
and
I think-
Loco,
oh,
Akiba
okay.
Maid War. They have a very
I've
distinctive
seen-
visual
heard
style
mixed
that
opinions on
really
another, too.
emphasizes their amazing
heard
background.
of any
and
of them?
Personally, I
Damn,
love it. They've
that's
also made
crazy.
some really insightful anime too, like Shirobako, which is literally about how anime
heard
is
of this
made,
one.
which if you're watching this might interest you.
Oh, that's
Ironically,
kinda cool.
though, PA Works has had some
One of my
PR
first
problems
animes?
related
Oh,
to
okay.
employee dissatisfaction, but it's a little complicated. So I'm going to simplify it a bit.
This was supposed to
Traditionally,
be 20
animation
for
is first
episode, but
storyboarded,
they ended
and
up
then someone
12.
creates the keyframes of that animation.
Down there,
then
Tokyo
in-betweeners
Ghoul.
will go
I've never watched a show where I deadass felt like I was watching in 2 times speed, and when I was watching 1 time speed, Tokyo Ghoul went by so quickly. Bro, it felt like shit was just happening so quick. At the start, it was like, okay, we're cool. Episode 3, I think it was, everything started going so fast paced.
in to fill the motion between keyframes, creating
Grew
the
up with the
smooth
90s
sequence
brothers,
that we
it's like,
see as an
here's
animation.
Dragon Ball
Since
Z,
most
Yu-Gi-Oh, here's
animators only get
Pokemon. I mean,
paid
that's some
per
good shit to
drawing
watch,
and
though.
not per
It's good shit to
hour.
watch.
This can lead to some less than ideal pay. And in betweener for
Plus, you got the
PA
One
Works
Piece. That's all
posted
that
on
matters.
Twitter, they were getting
That
paid
matters.
a really poor wage. But it's not so much the case that PA Works pays poorly. In fact, they actually pay above the average compared to most animation
Okay,
studios.
okay.
It's more of a
That's
problem
good.
that the industry as a whole is pretty broken and kind of screws over in betweeners.
Dude, One
These
Piece
guys are
hater.
basically the
Yeah.
unsung heroes of the anime industry because on
I was an
average they
anime
earn
hater,
around
so
200 yen per drawing, which is less than $2. Sometimes these drawings can take up to an hour, but
I'm a
you still get
glazer.
paid the same amount per drawing. PA Works is better than the industry standard at around 220 yen per drawing. That still kind of sucks. But it's important to understand that this isn't
There are people who are not caught up, or that just actively just troll for fun. They just wanna say they hate it to hate it. Or you're actually no Pascal Knight, but One Piece hater, he just hates Gecko Moria. So like he's at like a he's at like a standstill. Like, you know what I mean? He's gotta get like over he's gotta get down the hill. He's stuck at the top.
usually the fault of the
Yeah,
animation studio itself. Here is a graph showing the annual profits of the anime industry. These small
No, his excuse wait, he got stuck before oh no, he also got stuck at Thriller Bark, I think. Wait, no. He got stuck in like the 200s. No? Or did he get? Oh no, he got past Water 7. No, Sadie's League done the same thing, Bids. I think they're both on like multi-year hiatuses because of Thriller Bark. Yeah,
yellow bars represent the portion
I gotta force him to watch it once I get through Game of Thrones with him because yeah, Game of Thrones is taking a while.
that
I think I haven't watched it with him in like a month.
the anime studios actually receive. Because these production committees are the ones funding anime
was on
and
a
they
4
hold the
month hiatus
IP,
because of
anime
it.
studios don't see any of the
Been
money
through that
the
shit.
production committees do. And this leads
The
to
arc that took me the longest amount of time was Whole Cake, but that's also because I watched the whole thing in like 4 months.
the lack of funds for a lot of animators, especially ones that are just starting out and are in-betweeners. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. My personal
Yeah, that's true. It was
favorite PA
worse
Works
than the
anime
arc
has to be
before,
their
for
movie
sure.
Makia. It is genuinely one of
Have you
the
guys seen this
most
one?
underrated anime films of all time. Like, I'm gonna be real, I don't usually cry when watching anime or movies or anime movies, but
Nothing was good about Thriller Bark except for at the start when Brooke came in. I like some of the like Thriller Bark definitely one of the worst arcs, but I feel like the Brooke moments made it a lot better. I like Zoro's fight with I forget the guy's name, like the samurai that now we know, you know what I mean? His name though. Is bad, like he got past the yes. Yeah. And that fight was cool, especially, I'm not don't say anything. No spoilers. You feel me? But it's bad. Like he got past the bad parts. He literally saw Zoro and Kuma. If you know, you know. And then after that, he's like, yeah, okay, One Punch Man. Okay, I see. Yeah. As a collective arc, it was definitely one of the worst, weaker ones for sure.
for
Especially because of the arc surrounding it. You feel me? Before and after, it's like, damn, like you know what I mean?
some reason, when I watched Makia, the waterworks, that shit went crazy. If you enjoy Tearjerkers, 100% check that out. Production IG was
there's
founded in
ours, yeah.
1987 by Mitsushita Ishikawa and
Yeah,
Takayuki
Force
Goto.
gotta get
IG
through
has
it,
made
though,
some of
man.
the biggest and most influential anime of all time. And I think these amazing works are partly due to their founding
I should have been 40 minutes. This video's 22 minutes long.
ideals. Co-founder Ishikawa said in an interview that when I started IG in 1987,
Two
anime
things
was
that made
thought
me
as
cry
an
was
extension of
crying.
manga. Anime had no
Oh, that is the one you were saying you cried. Yeah.
importance
Okay.
of its own. I wanted to
That was
make an
last year.
anime feature film that
I
stood
watched
on
it
its
the other
own
morning.
without manga. And if we're talking about IG, we have to talk about Mamoru
Production
Oshii,
IG.
one of the best anime directors of our time.
Wait, hold up 1 second. You say vape break? What do you think I am? Turn off my camera again.
His breakout movie Patlabor, he immediately
fuck?
solidified himself as a big name in the industry,
Vape break.
and then he directed Ghost in the Shell, which literally helped shape the genre of cyberpunk, serving as a core inspiration to dystopian movies like The Matrix. This movie was a global phenomenon and helped bring anime in general to the West. Not only that, in the last few years, IG has produced Haikyuu and single-handedly changed Japanese men's volleyball, as tons of people are now more interested in the sport. IG also owns Wit Studio as a subsidiary, which has produced popular shows like Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga Season 1. And recently, IG has taken on a more interesting role in the anime
Haikyuu is
industry
fire.
instead of
Let's see what's this one they're on. Noblesse, okay. Moret Pari, the Patriot. Benna, Pirate Princess. Aoashi, okay, I've heard good things. This shit is so ass. Lyle, you like this show, right? This shit is so garbage. FLCL. I haven't followed since like the second season. You gotta catch up on Haikyuu, Bev. No Bus was a massive fail. It's so good. I don't know how you like this. 1 out of 10, really? Hydra number 8. I've heard good things, and I don't know what these two are. L Vapor, yeah, okay.
Subcontracting, like most other studios, they started being a prime contractor.
Four? What am I at? I think I'm at to the top part 2. I think I have to watch. I think that's what I'm at.
Other anime production. Studio Pierrot was founded in 19.
They're the goats just for Naruto. I don't care what else they've done.
1972 by Yuji Nunokawa, and they are responsible for some of the biggest anime ever released. Their catalog includes shows like Naruto, Bleach, Black Clover, all of which
I got so scared from Heavenly Musicians I had to start reading the manga.
are shonen mega
Wait, damn, they might be like that. Just for the sound direction. Whoever they be hiring for the sound direction, they be killing it.
hits in their own right. Their first
Bet. Go have fun,
Their
pal. Have
project
fun.
was an adaptation of The Wonderful Adventures of Nils, which is a Swedish novel. Interesting. But I would say their breakout hit was Urusei Yatsura, directed by Mamoru Oshii, of which they did the first 100 or so episodes. This anime was a pioneer in the romantic comedy genre, and then they released Yu Yu Hakusho a decade later, which to this
Damn, they got a catalog, no? Low key.
day has one of the best tournament arcs of all time. Yu Yu Hakusho was directed by Noriyuki Abe, who is on an insane amount of projects at Pierrot. He also helped direct Tokyo Mew Mew, Great Teacher Onizuka, and Bleach. Because Pierrot is such a big studio, they have a ton of different teams. But if I'm going to shout out someone, I definitely want to shout out Hiroyuki Yamashita for doing such amazing work on both Naruto and Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, specifically episode 6, where he was involved in storyboarding, direction, and animation. And this shit looks amazing. Thankfully, it also looks like Studio Pierrot is trying to improve their employee well-being and working conditions in the industry. The managing director of Pierrot, Kyoto Itsumi, said that humans, not computers, create anime. So if those humans become exhausted, there's nothing we can do. Such a way of creating things is not sustainable in the long run. That's why since I joined Pierrot, we've made significant revisions
Smart man.
to salaries and even retroactively increased overtime pay by 20%. I believe we've dedicated to improving working conditions. This is a great sign in the anime industry, and I hope more studios follow in their footsteps. Studio Bind was founded in 2018 as a joint venture by Egg Firm and White Fox. The studio was originally just made for Mushoku Tensei, but recently they've made
This is my most hated studio on the list so far. Out of both of them.
another show, Onimai, and are coming out with new shows in 2025. Apparently, Mushoku Tensei was greenlit all the way back in 2016, but because it had such a long pre-production process, probably because of the insane quality, it took a while for it to release. In fact, the quality of season 1 was so good that people are starting to question the currently airing season of Mushoku Tensei, as a lot of its core staff
I deadass couldn't tell if the animation was different.
has since left the production. A lot of people are saying that it just doesn't look as good. However, I still think that Mushoku Tensei Season 2 has some great cuts, and that is of course due to the wonderful work of Kyukawa. Although he was simply a key animator in the first season, he definitely had his hand in making some of the best moments in the show. With episode 22, he has just flexed his skills as an episode director for the first time, and Jesus Christ, what an amazing directorial debut. I mean, this episode had some of the best action sequences I've ever seen, and the VFX that the team chose to use was really incredible. Kyukawa is a newer face in the industry, but just like Studio Bind, I have high hopes for their future projects. Silverlink was founded in 2007 by Hayato Kaneko. Nowadays, most anime from them involve Aonuma as a director or co-director. They're well known for making slice of life shows like Nonon Biori and some of the Fate series spin-offs, or at least I think that's what this is. I'm gonna be honest, I know nothing about Fate, and I'm definitely not learning for this video. They've made a ton of anime that are some of my personal favorites. I have fond memories of watching Baka and Test, Wadamode, and Kokoro Connect, which is still one of my favorite.
Are any of these shows he just named good? I didn't like Nanambori. I don't know about the rest of them.
Favorite anime to this day. I mean, I fucking love Kokoro Connect, which is what makes this next part so sad. A big controversy at Silverlink was the fact that voice actor Mitsuhiro Ichiki was apparently tricked into auditioning for a role in the anime Kokoro Connect. This audition was set up by a producer of the show, and apparently the entire point of it was to make Ichiki say sus things that could be remixed into something weird out of context. Ichiki then had to sit through a PR event for the show where they played his out of context clips and revealed that he didn't even get the role because the role for this show
I go, Jim, but have a good workout, man. What the fuck am I listening to?
never even existed.
Time.
I don't know what kind of twisted
Lock
psychopath
in, bro.
comes up with a plan like this, but once the story got out there, there was understandably a ton of outrage. People started boycotting the anime and the studio itself, and they eventually had to issue an official apology. It sucks because I really do love Kokoro Connect, especially since the show is literally about overcoming personal trauma with the help of your friends, which is what makes the situation all the more ironic. Silverlink also has a reputation of not having the greatest animation, with shows like Death March really just being super boring and derivative. But they've also made good stuff like the aforementioned Kokoro Connect, Mitsuboshi Colors, and My Next Life.
No?
Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. There's still a ton of anime studios I left out. Maybe I'll do another one if this reaches 10k likes. Anyway, peace.
That was a good video.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I seen you, but I found out I don't need you. That can't even reach you. City to city to meet you. We moving litty, but keeping it.